The seven seas make up 360 million square kilometers, which is roughly 71% of the Earth's surface. But who owns all of this? The seven seas include the Arctic Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, North Pacific Ocean, South Pacific Ocean, and the Antarctic Ocean. And the first person to travel to each of these was Magellan? You're probably asking yourself. Actually, no. Magellan died in the Philippines and never actually completed his journey. Juan Sebastián de Elcano, the navigator on Magellan's voyage, completed the journey with 18 other crew members in 1522. You might be thinking that the Spanish would control the seven seas then, because just like the colonization of land, they were the first to set foot or set sail on all of this free real estate. But that begs the question, what if someone else sailed around the world? In 1580, Sir Francis Drake arrived back on English soil after he completed his circumnavigation of the Earth. Unlike Magellan, he survived the entire journey. So does that mean Britain owns the seas? If that was the case, then wouldn't that mean that every country that has ever circumnavigated the world control the seas, resulting in some ugly sea borders? Today, every country that has access to the sea has something called maritime borders. Maritime borders divide up the Earth's water surface based on physical geography and geopolitics. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea said that a country can claim an area extending 12 nautical miles from its coast as its own territorial sea. In this area, a country has total control over these waters, meaning that if it's illegal in one country to build a sandcastle, just go 22 kilometers out to sea and probably some 200 meters below it as well, and it should be perfectly legal, although I wouldn't recommend you do this. Okay then, so what country has the largest territorial waters? Wouldn't they control the seas then? You might be surprised, but Canada, the second largest country in the world, has the largest area of 890,000 square kilometers, which is about 3 Italy's worth of sea area. Canada borders the North Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and North Atlantic Ocean, which is only 3 out of our 7 seas. So if it doesn't matter if you've gone around the world or not, or if you have a large maritime area, then what about spreading a country around the world? The first country, or empire, that comes to mind is the British Empire. In 1922, at the British Empire's peak, it was in the Arctic Ocean with Canada, North Atlantic Ocean where the British Isles are located, South Atlantic Ocean with South Africa, North Pacific Ocean with Canada again, South Pacific Ocean with New Zealand, Indian Ocean with the Raj, and the Antarctic Ocean with their Antarctic colony. All of these colonies allowed the British Empire to maintain a presence in all of the 7 seas. But today, the UK only holds territory in 5 of these seas. The Arctic Ocean and North Pacific Ocean are now untouched by the UK. But what if we look at France, or the Queen of the Seas? Today, France holds territory in 6 out of the 7 seas. Again, they have no presence in the Arctic Ocean, unless they take Greenland from Denmark, which is highly unlikely. If no country has presence in all of the 7 seas, then what about a group of people? I'm talking about pirates. In the past, during what we now call the Golden Age of Piracy, from 1650 to 1720, pirates could be found in every ocean. And if you're unsure, pirates are robbers who travel by water and raid others transporting valuables on the water. Some pirates are also known to have raided coastal towns. Modern pirates can usually be found in some hotspots, 2 of these being in West Africa and the Horn of Africa. Pirates can be found in the North and South Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and the Indian Ocean, which is, say it with me, not all 7 seas. But why would anyone even want to control, well, just some salty water with a bunch of smelly fish? The oceans are full of fish which can be fished by fishers on fishing boats and then sold at fish markets for money. In 2021, China produced the most fish, supplying around 86 million metric tons of fish, which is about 1,500 Titanics worth of fish around the world, which is about 40% of global supply. The ocean is also full of deposits of minerals that we now use in everyday life, and owning more territory increases the chances of finding these minerals, such as copper, zinc, nickel, gold, silver, and phosphorus. These valuable minerals are used in electronics, jewelry, fertilizers, and animal feeds. The only downside to having to mine for all these valuable materials buried under the water is that it pollutes the sea massively, spreading sediment from the seabed into the water and currents. And so, many countries have begun to ban or just temporarily pause their offshore mining. Many countries today also want a large control over the oceans for military power. China is claiming many islands in the South China Sea to expand its military power and maritime claims. With more surface area being claimed by China, it blocks other countries from expanding as well, and can lead to total control over the area. China asserts territorial dominance over the Spratly and Piracy Islands in the South China Sea. Under the rule of Chairman Mao Zedong, Zhao Enlai, a Chinese statesman, declared the dominance of China over the two island groups. During the Kinmen crisis in 1958, China reaffirmed its claim over the islands and their territorial waters. Since then, the government of China has described its stance over the sovereignty of the territorial waters of the two island groups in the same way. The latest claims include passing a contiguous territorial zone, an exclusive economic zone, and the passing of interior-led laws to expand China's maritime rights. These maritime rights cover the entirety of the South China Sea. China has a few interests in controlling the South China Sea, while the 5 neighbouring countries only claim a portion of it. While no one country can really claim all of the 7 seas, many countries claim large parts of it for economic or military reasons. And with the effects of global warming, the seas are only going to get larger and more important as more shipping routes are created. But if you ask me, the fish own it. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to be part of the Fishly Nation.